What's up, guys? It is your boy back here again with another live stream. Today I'm gonna be doing the same thing I did the other day. I'm going to be officially reacting to the official One Piece viz. So the reason why I'm doing another stream of this is because I want to see what the actual translations are saying, because some of the last translations were kind of crazy. The implications are kind of crazy. As spoiler warning, if you haven't read the chapter, I would recommend you read chapter 1188 now. It is free on the Viz since it did just come out. The first like 2-3 chapters are usually free on the Viz, so you could just search up One Piece and Viz Media Comic and search up chapter and you'll get it for free. So this is where the official is. We're going to enjoy it together. If you're watching this, I appreciate you guys. You already know what to do. Before I continue, comment, like, share the vid. You already know what to do. Let's get to it. So last chapter we saw this, Nami and the gang. Nami looking beautiful as always. And okay, so let's get down to this conversation. Hello, come on. Hello, come in. Hello? What? Who are you? Mu? I am Mu. Who art thou? Oh, me? The name of the chapter is called Vohu. That's probably the name of the sword. I'm Joy Boy. Huff huff. Indeed, Joy Boy is long dead. So why does thou remind Mu of that time? So we continue back from where in last chapter Imu thought Luffy was Joy Boy. And Luffy says, I'm not Joy Boy. I'm Monkey D. Luffy. I'm going to be king of the pirates. And then Luffy says, how should I know? Right? So the conversation continues. We have the heat-seeking, he dodged below us. Down. And then so the heat-seeking homie punch. This is crazy. Not going to freaking lie. There's also, well, we're about to see it right now. So Luffy ends up getting hit by that, but Luffy's looking angry. We're getting some black Nika action. I'm just gonna end up taking this live stream. Rurg, I was able to hit you before. So here we have Luffy like kind of confused, like what the hell, like I hit you before, why can't I hit you now? Almost like implying like Imu is much faster. So let me look at the movements exactly. Oh, he like blinked. He teleport. No, wait. He moved behind him. And then Luffy did something similar again. So they're like moving very fast, I assume. Close one. And then Luffy tries to run away. Whoa, they're chasing me. Are those supposed to be bombs? Gum, Jet, Gatling. And then this is like the first time we're seeing like a Jet Gatling punch in Gear 5, which is very interesting. And then Luffy does Gum, Genie. Ho. Oh yeah, I saw your fight with Loki, and I won't let his death be in vain. I'm still alive, you moron. Oh hey, Loki, you're alive. Wheeze. Oh crap, damn it. Move, Ragnar. Arabesque breakfast. So, in the unofficial, he says Majin. Majin is usually, Ma just means evil. Jin can mean person. Can mean genie. Can mean a bunch of stuff. So, I'm I'm glad that we're just getting the word genie. So, Gum Gum Genie. I don't know if he has the powers of a genie, but yeah. Jinbei, Luffy, do you want me to make sure he's protected? Yeah, perfect, thanks Jinbei, he's my pal. I ain't nobody's pal. Stupid pipsqueak. And then Ragnar is happy. Alright, I can do that. You focus on the fight. Wait, that's Luffy? He's fighting that guy from before. Is he gonna be alright? Who is that guy, anyway? The only people higher than the Knights of God are supposed to be the 5 elders, as far as I know. So maybe he's the Knights Commander. I bet that's it. There is no group more shrouded in mystery than the world government, says Brooke. Hey Brooke, she's almost out. Ah, Princess Shuri. What's our next step? What does one do with a frozen person? Well, let's see. When Robin and Luffy got frozen, they've been frozen before. Gunko, couldst thou not break that ice? Question mark. So here, Imu's kind of like impressed by how strong this ice is, to the point where like Gunko should have been able to break out with Imu's buff. But the ice is that strong. A man with an afro calling Gunko Princess Shuri. Could it be? Caught you slipping. Bullet. And Imu he just grabs it, from what it looks like. Were thou not watching earlier? Shing. Wee. Watching what happened to Loki despite his size. So here Imu is saying like, yo, you're too big, bro. You're not gonna be able to hit me. Stigma. I don't know if that's nerfing like giant speed, or like I guess the bigger you get, the slower you get if it's not your normal speed. I don't know if that's like a nerf. It's never really been stated that giants move slower than people, but I think what he might be like inferring is that because that's not his normal size, he doesn't move at his normal speed, potentially. Potentially. Could be very wrong, though. So, now we get the actual translation of what the sword is saying. Blade of Nothingness, Vohu. So, the fan translation was called Void. But this one is just called Vohu, right? So, I'm gonna search up what this means real quick because I don't know what this means. What does Vohu mean in Japanese? I don't know what that means. Or in English, I guess I should say. Because this, I was kind of curious, right? When you say blow. The very first rhyme to occur in the Bible is tohu bohu, and is almost always translated as formless and void. So is he referring to like is Oda trying to refer to the Bible again? Because it says is formless and void. In the fan translation, they also went with the word void, which when you search up the word void, there is no star Kokav. Isaiah passage, the name Lucifer. When you this word, oh, it's maybe biblical Hebrew. Interesting. From chaos to order, Bohu, uninhabitable emptiness, describes an uninhabitable emptiness, an evacuated state devoid of structure, order, or life, when paired with tohu, formlessness. It conveys total desolation, first in primordial creation. Interesting. Empty, formless, and void in Genesis 1, but that isn't what they mean. In my research, I have found that One of the two words has an unknown. Let me see. Without form and void. What? So my problem, right, with this is that when you say a blade of nothingness, what the fuck does that mean? Like, again, okay, let me not curse, right? What the heck does blade of nothingness mean? Right? Because nothing is technically something, right? Because like nothing is supposed to be something that like we can't even comprehend, right? The word nothing means there, like when you say, okay, there's like nothing here. That's not true, right? There's air, there's molecules, there's a bunch of things happening, right? So when you say nothingness, there's no molecules, there's no atoms, there's no nothing, there's no particles, there's no energy, there's nothing. There's nothing of nothingness. And when you say nothingness, that's like a concept. You can't even get into nothingness. Because that would imply, if you say nothing, that means there's zero, right? Okay, so just to explain it very simply, I am not a English major, and I'm not a physicist, right? When you say nothing, that means there's zero. It's blank. There's not even zero, right? But to explain it in a mathematical term, it's zero. To explain it physically, it means there's blank. There's no air, there's no space, no time. We're in a concept at that point. There's just, you can't even say the word because it's just, that's what it is. That's what it is. You can't even say the word because it's just that. It's something you can't see. You don't know what it is. And then when you say nothingness, that's saying it's like a universe of, or a void, a dimension of nothingness. Right? And like, nothing is the one word that's so hard to describe because its word literally means, it's like you would have to use the word. Nothing means nothing. It's like it is what it is. Like it just, what is what it is? Like, what is it that you're talking about? We don't know. It just is it. What the hell does that mean? It just is. Like, you're just gonna keep going in this loop. So this sword, as you can see, it is withering away at the tree. It's making the tree die. So because this sword is acting this way, you have two options. Either the sword is literally making things around it become nothing, which is broken as fuck, because that would literally be like, you're pretty much saying this sword has a constant nothing space thing around it, or aura, and as it's emanating its nothingness, or it's like killing everything around it. Because this sword is so powerful, it has to emanate this thing, and Emu is just eating the damage, because I don't know. I wouldn't be able to understand how powerful Emu is right now, because this sword, like for an example, if this sword were to touch, let's say, it's hard to say because it's like, what the fuck is nothing? If you ask, what is nothing, right? Like, what is nothing? What is nothing? Not anything, no single thing, right? Like, something of no importance or concern. Not a thing, nil, zero, zilch, right? What now if I search up what is nothingness? What is nothingness? Like that, the absence or cessation of life or existence, right? Okay, so this is like a life and death sword, or a death sword. If we're going off of this one singular, like non-existence, oblivion, non-being, nullity, blankness, void, right? This sword is literally creating death just from existing. It's not touching anything. It's literally killing everything around it, right? As you can see, he like swings the sword and all the leaves die, right? Like he says the forest dried out, right? So it's killing the tree. The view is clear now. Same from up here. Of course I know that thou art not Joy Boy. Okay, so he just says Joy Boy was not this weak, right? And he hits you with the sword of nothingness, so therefore you should be dead, right? Luffy should be dead because this is a sword that breaks the concept of even anything, period. So him hitting you with this thing, potentially, right, from my understanding of the word nothing and nothingness, means to have no life, no existence. This sword touching him should kill him. Now, I would say the sword should just evaporate him completely. Should be the correct thing that this sword should do. Because if that sword is what it is, a sword of wiping you out, then the sword should just completely just blank you out. That's it. But it's not gonna do that, I think. It just killed everything. So realistically, I can only assume this sword just kills you. I assume let me see. I'm gonna search up let me not do it on my phone. So when you say dead, right? Just to confirm, what does a dead tree look like, right? This is what a dead tree looks like. This tree's dead, right? It has no life, right? This tree has no life in it. When he stabs Luffy, we get Doom, Joy Boy was not this week. We get a Shud, go, and that's it. He's dead. Luffy should be dead here. But I don't know what's going to happen. The only way I can see Luffy getting out of this without dying is if he has Toon Force. He literally just killed Luffy. I don't even know how Joy Boy died, right? Because if he used this sword against Joy Boy, unless this is the thing that actually killed Joy Boy, I actually cannot comprehend how strong this attack is. It's impossible to scale this attack. Because if this is Kaido, Dragon, Shanks, Mihawk, anyone, they just die here. I assume everyone in the verse would die to this attack. No contest, right? Mind you, the sword that Imu was using before against Loki maybe wasn't that strong compared to the sword. It's a possibility. I cannot tell. So this is why I wanted to reread this chapter, because there's a lot of implications happening here. We have Luffy being able to turn into a genie. I don't know how. Is that possible? I don't know if Luffy like cloned himself. I don't know what happened. So, yeah, that was this chapter. What do I rate this chapter? Honestly, this is the first chapter that I would give it and I don't know. You can rate it whatever. Good, bad, I don't know. I really don't know. I genuinely am left confused after reading this chapter. The scaling, the power scaling, the narrative, the everything is just I don't know. Usually, what I like to say is that a story is only as good as its next chapter or its next page. And whether or not you can tell how good or what's gonna a story is only as good as whether or not you can tell what's gonna happen or not, if that makes sense. I can't tell what's gonna happen next. I genuinely don't know. There's a few things you can maybe guess. Okay, Emu won, it's over, GG, good game. Luffy's gonna have to recover, the kids get taken away, that's it. They just lost. It's over, that's it. And we're done. That's the end of the arc. Luffy lost. Right? That's the easiest way, right? This chapter, this fight is probably, if Luffy doesn't fight Emu in the next 2-3 chapters, it's over. That's it. We're done with this arc. This arc is over. And again, the implication of Luffy being this weak, he no-diffed Luffy, I would say. This wasn't a hard, mid. This was easy. He no-diffed him, in my opinion. This was no contest, no competition. He just lost. I think this guy is if I had to put it in percentages of Luffy's, I think if there were 100 Luffy's in Gear 5 right now, they would be able to do nothing. It would still be easy, I think. I think this guy is infinitely powerful right now because Luffy is supposed to embody freedom. The concept of freedom could have an infinite amount of possibility. So Luffy should have an infinite amount of anything to win. And he had no chance. So this is his level of power is infinitely if I hear the words my power is infinite or anything along those lines, I'm just gonna take it as not vague, but I'm taking it verbatim. I'm just yo, what's up, Jax? What's up, man? How you doing, man? Verbatim, I'm just gonna have to take it as this fucker has infinite power. Until proven otherwise, Emu has infinite power. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't get to watch all of Cole's reaction, but Cole was I didn't think Luffy was gonna lose this badly. And that's what I'm saying. He lost this bad. Yeah, we back at it again, man. We gotta put in this work, this grind. I need to understand what the community is thinking about this chapter right now, and we're getting a break. This chapter is crazy. I'm gonna call my cousin today just to ask him what he thinks about this chapter because I'm yo, in my head I'm no, that he's God. He's being serious when he says it. He can maybe do anything. I don't know what to say, man. I'm still in utter they just saying it. Luffy's weak. He is weak. What is weak? Weak means you're less than 1% of me. Yeah, that's the other thing. Oh, I caught you slipping. Caught you slipping, bullet. Oh, that's the name of the punch. Oh, what the hell? I just realized. his genie punch is Kachu slipping bullet. And he didn't catch him slipping. In the genie form or Emu? Emu is red. I definitely think Emu is red. 100%. Got some pictures of him, I think. Emu is 100% red. Or pink. I get a lot of feeling he's gonna look like him from the Powerpuff Girls. Like this color he has. It's very him-esque. Surprised I don't have a picture. Should have like a picture. Yeah, I made this thumbnail. I don't know if his lips are gonna be this way, but I was getting like him vibes when I made this. But there are some other like good pictures I have, some way better pictures. What do I have to do a long time ago? Okay, this is a long time ago. I have some other pictures. Oh, here. I have this one. I think his hair is gonna be white. He's gonna look like this. Something along these lines. Have like yellow dots or orange dots, red. It would be, you know what it would be crazy though? What if he's just white? Or what if he's like dark brown? What if he's like King's color? How was Cole reaction to this chat, bro? Yeah, 100%. No, Cole. I expected Cole was mesmerized, dude. I think he was stuck on Luffy dying for like 2 hours. He was getting to super chats, and then he didn't even get into like his tier 3. Where I usually like that. I love the tier 3 section, but like he didn't even get into his tier 3. He was just like, what the fuck just happened? He was just like, what the fuck happened? And he was still saying Shanks and Emu are interchangeable, by the way. And I was like, no. No. Anyone who's not putting Emu #1 in the verse right now, there is literally no evidence of Shanks doing anything this crazy. This is the best feat in the whole verse. No question. Easy. This is the best feat. Shitting on a very high level character. This is a Admiral dying one shot. This is a Yonko dying one shot. This is Rocks. This is Gold Roger. This is telling me anyone in this situation dies. In this same scenario. Loki didn't die because I don't know. He's that tanky. And oh dude, Cole's reaction was like, yo, I didn't think Loki was gonna look better than Luffy. So I guess the scaling puts Loki over Luffy, especially since they stated like Loki needs time to rest. Yep. I would have to say right now Loki is better than Luffy. My current scale, if I had to do like a notepad again, pulling out the notes, I would have to say, let me remove this. I would have to say it's Emu. Maybe Shanks. Maybe, I don't know anymore. And Mihawk, maybe, I don't know. The Gorosei could be stronger than I imagined. What if the Gorosei fuse into one Gorosei? Then what the fuck do we do then? Right? Because at that point, I don't know what can happen. Anything can happen. Which is fair, especially Loki hasn't used his hybrid form. Yes. That's the other thing. Right? Kaido is dead. And then Luffy. I assume Kaido and Big Mom are dead. I cannot assume they are alive right now. Maybe Dragon is up here. Maybe Dragon is above Loki and Luffy. Maybe. I don't know. Like, these three are like in contention with each other. And then there's Blackbeard, which I don't know how Blackbeard would beat any of these other people, but Blackbeard is here. And then Akainu. Then I would have to assume maybe Ben Beckman. And then the other admirals maybe. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, Ben Beckman's gonna have to be very fucking strong. Or else this is gonna look bad. Admirals. All the admirals. I'm scaling Ben Beckman above all admirals right now until proven otherwise, because I don't think Shanks' crew is that fucking bad. Admirals, and then I don't know, bro. I don't know. This year's top 30 list is gonna look very weird. That's all I know. Everyone's top 30 list is gonna look very weird. It's gonna be like Emu, Shanks, Loki over Luffy, until Luffy does something to prove that he's over Loki. Dragon maybe might be above Luffy and Loki. Dragon might be above Shanks and Mihawk. We don't fucking know right now. You also gotta remember, Dragon was around longer than Shanks. So there's actually a possibility that Dragon is the second strongest person in the verse right now. You know what? I'm calling it. Dragon's the second strongest person of the verse right now. He's older than Mihawk and Shanks. I'm gonna go with power scaling. Predictions next chapter, unless Shanks comes to save the day or Blackbeard comes to save the day, I think Emu's gonna go kill Zoro and Sanji or shit on Zoro and Sanji, take the kids, and deuces goodbye. That's it. I think that's what's happening. Maybe we get like a Joy Boy backstory from Emu, maybe next chapter. Maybe Emu starts thinking about what Joy Boy did and everything that happened with Joy Boy. But it's like, dude, we already got Rock's flashback. Are we really gonna get like 3 flashbacks? Like, we got Brook flashback, we got Rock's flashback, now we're gonna get Joy Boy flashback? Like, god damn. Like, I'm not saying I wouldn't want it. I want it, of course. Like, yo, that's a lot of flashbacks to be happening. I would say Dragon has to be the second strongest person in the verse right now. He would have to be. Or else this shit looks bad. Right? Because Garp fought Rocks. Right? I would have to assume Dragon has every form of hockey, advanced and everything in between. Dragon probably talked to everybody. I don't know, bro. Like, these 3 people are like in contention with each other, in my opinion. It's like between Dragon and Shanks, and then Mihawk is just up there because he has to be strong, or else, like, we're fucked. We're fucked. What do we do here? So what is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's my top 10 right now. That's my top 10. Garp and Sengoku would be below the Admirals in my opinion right now. I think Garp and Sengoku are losing to all the Admirals right now. I think that's fair. I think Katakuri's losing to Garp and Sengoku. I think there's a lot of people losing to Garp and Sengoku right now. Zoro and Sanji, I don't know where I'd put them. They're definitely top like 20, I think now, maybe. They have to at least, both of them have to at least be Yonko first commander level. Sanji and Zoro should at least be able to fight Katakuri or defeat Katakuri and defeat Doflamingo, defeat Marco 1v1. They have to defeat all first commander except for maybe Ben Beckman. Ben Beckman might be like the pinnacle of them potentially, or like their next peak that they have to surpass. The Admirals, I don't know. I don't think they can be any Admiral right now. After what happened to Sanji and Kizaru, I would assume Kizaru would just shit on Sanji. And the fact that Zoro couldn't defeat Rob Lucci is like, it's really bad. Law and fucking Kid. I mean, I'd probably put like Law, Kid maybe. Same boat, I don't know. Zoro and Sanji, probably same boat. They're gonna have to be above Gold Roger's crew, above Rox's crew, and above Shanks's crew, all at the same time. I think they're gonna have to be above all those guys to defeat Emu or Blackbeard Moo, which is what I'm calling a fusion of Emu and Blackbeard if that happens, if that's the possibility. Like, right now we have like 3 possibilities. Blackbeard absorbs Emu, or vice versa. It could be vice versa. We get like a fusion of either of those 2 people. Because remember, Emu had Blackbeard's wanted poster cut. He had 3 wanted posters. Luffy's, Blackbeard's, and Shirahoshi's. So if I had to assume, he's looking at the 3 gods. If you look at the mural again, if we're looking at the 3 gods, I think those are the 3 gods. I think he's just making it obvious. One Piece. This thing. The first world, flames engulf the land and humans succumb to their desire touching the forbidden sun. That's Luffy. That's the sun god. Then we have the forest god or the earth god, which is probably Blackbeard. Then we have the sea god, which is Shirahoshi. Maybe that's the angle we're getting here. Maybe. And with those 3 gods, that's what Emu was looking at. I could be very wrong though. Vivi. Oh, let me see. Maybe Vivi's the rain god. Maybe it's possible. I don't know. Let me see. Emu wanted posters. Flower room. One Piece. Let me see. No, it just shows Luffy, Blackbeard, and Shirahoshi. Vivi, I don't know. I don't think has she cared about Vivi? I mean, yeah, there was the talk of like Lily. I guess maybe Vivi just looks like someone that's from the past. That's the only reason why I can see why Emu would care about them. But I think these 3 people are probably like the most dangerous people to Emu. The sea god, which can engulf Emu in the ocean. Blackbeard, who's the earth god, maybe can like absorb him via darkness, and then Luffy, the sun god. Like, You know what's funny is that we don't even know, because Luffy's the sun god, right? How is Luffy the sun god? He's rubber. It makes no sense, right? So Blackbeard could be the earth god, and he doesn't even need to have anything related to the earth, but he could just be the earth god potentially. Oh, he was holding it. Yeah. Now I actually remember what you're talking about. Yeah, he was holding, I think, Vivi, right? As one of the posters. What chapter is this? I want to remember this chapter. Yeah, he had like the picture of Vivi right here. I don't know if he had like a poster, but we literally see Lily. Nefertari D. Lily. I think this is just a love interest. I don't think it's that crazy. I think this is like a love interest or like a friend, someone he or they cared about at the time. But if I had to go as far as to say, I'd probably say these three people are like the most dangerous to Imu. Blackbeard, Luffy, and Shirahoshi. Either that or it's like Oda's just messing with us. I mean, we do know she has the power of Poseidon, so like it just makes the most sense. And she has no devil fruit. Vivi could be the rain god Zaza, like we predicted, right? Because some people have predicted that. I don't mind that. I don't care about that too much, right? It could genuinely be Vivi. But if I had to say right now, the four people most likely to be the Earth, the Sea and Rain God and Sun God. Obviously, Luffy's the Sun God. Sea God is Shirahoshi. Rain God is... It's possible it's Vivi, right? There's a lot happening with Vivi. And then, like, Shirahoshi is the Sea God and can control Sea Kings without a devil fruit. I think some people are thinking, like, you need to have a devil fruit for this, but I don't think you need to. I think this is just a person. We might find out Luffy has a power that isn't his devil fruit, and that's gonna piss people off. That could piss people off. Maybe the Sun God goes further deeper within. Maybe it's not just the devil fruit as well. Maybe it's also the person as well has to have the power inside of them. They have to be like the chosen one. And then Blackbeard probably also has that as well. He has like that chosen ability. I think nobody's dying. The only person that could die is Usopp, I think. Usopp is the only person that can die that everyone would be okay with dying. Because his goal is just to be the brave warrior of the sea. If Usopp dies, I think no one will be... Like, if Chopper dies, then people are going to be more upset because Chopper is like Merchant King. He has to cure all diseases. Like, you have to look at it from a goal perspective, I think, because they all have goals. Nami's goal, draw a map of the world, so Nami can't die. If one of them dies before they achieve their goal, it's gonna be even more sad. So if like Zoro dies, it's gonna be really sad. It will be very sad. Like, no one would have seen that come. And people will, to this day, they'll continue to say Mihawk is the greatest swordsman ever. Period. So, that's what I would have to say to that, I think. Like, if any of the Straw Hats die, it's gonna be really sad. Because most of them have good dreams. Like, if Brook dies after he sees Laboon, fine. Like he saw Laboon, he achieved his dream. We're good, right? Like, he saw Laboon. Chopper can't die. Sanji could die. Sanji can die. Sanji, Zoro can die. Brook can die. Usopp can die. These are like the four people that can like really die, I think. And maybe Frankie. Frankie can also die. Maybe Robin. Actually, Robin could also die too. Damn, so wait, the only people that literally can't die after they achieve their goal is like Nami, Chopper, because these two goals are way too hard. Zoro can die because he just needs to be the greatest swordsman. But I mean, he could always fail. Sanji just wants to find the old blue. That could happen literally as they're finding the One Piece. Usopp just wants to be a brave warrior of the sea. That could happen right away. Brook can die. He just wants to see Laboon. Like, man, like, Jinbei can die also. Like, honestly, they all can, like, they honestly all can die. Except for, like, Chopper and Nami. Are, like, the only two people that, that literally cannot die. From how I see it right now. I got my prediction. Oda won't go to that dark. Usopp 1, 2 Robin. Yes, I think Robin could die. It's possible. Her goal is just to read the poneglyphs and find out the Void Century. Once she finds that out, she could be killed. Frankie could die. I could see Frankie dying. Jinbei. Luffy could die too. Luffy has already died one time. This might be the second time he's died. So, I don't know, honestly. It's a good question. Honestly, any of the Straw Hats could die, in my opinion. Any of the Straw Hats could die. It's difficult to scale it, I would have to say. I'm gonna have to do a lot of cutting in this video because there's a lot of good things to talk about here. There's the mural talking about Blackbeard, Shirahoshi, Luffy, what's gonna happen next. Why is Luffy so weak? How weak is everybody else compared to Luffy and Emu, and is Loki above Luffy? And if so, then it's like the Shanks just insta get one-shotted by this guy. Why is this sword so powerful? Like, this sword is broken. Blade of Nothingness, Vohu. Yeah. Yeah. Emu is him. It's gonna be sad, but we're just gonna have to wait 2 weeks. That's all we have to do now. Like, dude, I just keep telling myself, I pray I don't die before One Piece ends. I would assume most of like, all of the Gorosei have to die, all of the Celestial Dragons pretty much have to die, and Emu would have to die as well. And potentially Blackbeard would have to die. A lot of people have to die. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people have to die, yes. I agree with that. A lot of people would have to die. Yeah, we have to wait 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Luckily, we read the fan translation, so we just gotta wait until next Thursday or Friday. Like, next two yeah, after this week, and then Thursday, Friday. By then, I'm gonna have my freaking root canal done, so hopefully I'm in a good mood. I gotta get freaking surgery done on my tooth, so gotta do a root canal, and I fucking got bitten by my dog, so hopefully I'm good by then. I'm hoping I don't die. I don't want to die before I finish this. Yo, if dying before finishing One Piece would be the most, like, I would come back as a ghost and haunt Oda. I'd be like, this is what you get for fucking making such a good story. How dare you? How dare you write such a good story? Making me come back as a ghost. Now I gotta watch you make the story. Gonna have to go to Japan and find a guy. Do everything in my power to find Oda and haunt his ass until I finish One Piece from the dead, and then I can rest in peace once One Piece ends. is how I feel right now. But I think I'm gonna end the stream here. I got an early league guy that sends spoilers, so I can at least get ready for them. I want to read the chapter. I want to read the chapter. 100%. I've been avoiding spoilers because it's gotten too good. One Piece is too good right now for me to like get spoiled. I saw one guy he spoiled on YouTube. He blew up. He got like 100,000 views on his video. I'm like, damn. I haven't seen a spoiled video blow up that fast. I think his name was like Kaizo, something like that. Kaio. That's literally like one of my life goals. Like, yo, finish One Piece, then you can die. Then you can die. Like, I know it's not that deep. It's just a story, but the story is so good. Like, I want to finish it. But it was nice talking to you again, Jax. I appreciate you coming, stopping by, man. I really do appreciate it. I will be catching you in 2 weeks. I don't think I will do another One Piece stream for these next 2 weeks until it comes out, unless we get something. I'm just gonna be uploading as much as I can, as much content as I can about everything. But yeah, let's make it till next week. I hope to see you then, my friend. I'll see you around.